Low 727, this is for Brad Bassler's project. A couple things I want to show you on this project that are unique to this project. First of all, it's a new construction. They've completely torn everything out, but we have a vaulted ceiling. The ceiling starts on the stove wall at 96 inches, runs up to the dishwasher wall at 121. So our vault runs from facing the sink right to left on the vault of the ceiling. Now let's start with the layout of the kitchen. First things first, I've given you measurements to the outside of this wall, but before the radius. So all of our measurements I've given you are to before the radius turn. On this wall, they're definitely wanting to have the dishwasher here on the bottom, but we have a microwave possibly we're going to be putting here, or we're going to be using it as an interior. I give you a measurement from the corner of the room to the center of this receptacle. That is 29 and a half, and it's 67 inches off the floor. I'm sorry, 36, and 67 inches off the floor. Now, that's really all there is here. There's some switches and stuff that'll be in the middle of the counter area, but no problem. Turn the corner. This random wire here is just here so we can access it. The center of your sink is going to be somewhere in the middle of this. It's 56 inches to the hot water side. It's 61 inches to the drain and 64 inches to the cold, and that's where the actual center line, if you do an 18-inch, 36-inch sink base, 18 inches on the center of the drain, 36 inches is just fine to catch that receptacle. That receptacle is about 10 inches to the right of the cold water line. That's going to be for a disposer, I would say, or for some under cabinet item. Then we've got a switch, receptacle, turn the corner. I've given you measurements of where this receptacle is. It is actually at 17 and a half inches from the corner. I've given you a center line of that receptacle to the right. It is 78 inches from the corner. But more importantly here, the center of this outside penetration, where the hood must be centered, is 54 inches to the left-hand side. It's 54 inches by 81 and a half to the center of it off the floor, okay? So if we go with a over-the-range microwave here with a cabinet, and we want to do a ducted deal between those two, we will hang the cabinet, we'll hang the microwave, but the ducting, which is the outside penetration, has to be done through an air conditioning or heating air or homeowner. It's not something Lowe's is licensed to do as far as ducting outside. We'll cut everything for it, but it's not something we can do. Now the center line of that 220 plug is 54 inches again from the left-hand side, just like the center of the penetration on the wall for the hood. Now, going down this way, I told you there's another thing here, which is the duct. The duct is for a tow vent. It is 80 inches to the left-hand side, so 80 inches to the center. You make sure that it's a 10-inch round duct. Make sure that the cabinet is big enough to sit over it so that we can bring it through the front as a actual tow vent. Now, jump over to the other side of the fridge here. There's actually a low receptacle right behind the refrigerator. That low receptacle is 107 inches to the left-hand corner, the same corner we've been referencing everything else. Now this is the other corner of the room, and this is a little different than what you would normally see. We have 5 inches of perpendicular to this surface, 5 inches of square corner, okay? About the width of my hand. Then, after 5 inches, the wall turns at a slight angle and runs over to the window. And we've given you a measurement here on the window at 41 inches. That's to the edge of where a trim would be if they're going to put a trim around it. But then from this point at 5 inches, we came out 24. We measured over with a straight edge on the floor, and it's approximately 6 inches wide. At 24 inches deep, it's about 6 inches wide back to the wall, okay? So if you look at the little base corner detail that I have on the corner of the page, it's going to be 24 inches out, 5 inches of perpendicular, angled wall, 6-inch filler. That's how that corner will lay out. This angle is unknown. We have to work off of what the 6-inch filler will come to, so the point between 5 inches and 6 inches is the angle of that wall right there. All right, so let's go back over here to this side in the room. We've got the door downstairs through this. Over here on the other side of that wall, we have a left-hand wall. We have a right hand open. The measurement I've given you is to before the roll of the actual piece, not to the length, but before the roll. So we need to make sure that our countertops and everything fit inside of that space. I would say probably 73 inches of cabinet is what it would come up to be, 74 countertop. Now, what we talked about doing was putting like a 3-inch column against the wall, then putting in like an under cabinet beverage center, an 18-inch or a 24-inch under cabinet beverage center. Then go ahead and put in our base cabinet here. The other vent that we have in this room is actually 48 inches to the left side of it from the wall and 60 inches to the right side of it from the wall. So when you go lay these cabinets out, make sure that it covers the vent in a single cabinet. You don't want a cabinet sitting across the vent. It needs to be one cabinet over the vent space. Pretty much that's it. This is all going to be television on the wall here, a large television. So this will just be countertop and base cabinet, kind of like an entertainment area is what it's going to be. I believe that's pretty much it. If you have any questions for me, give me a call at 423-650-1051. I did not have any preliminary drawings with this, so we do not have preliminary that I can write up and send back to you. Make sure you do those and send them to us so we can help you. Also, I didn't have any preliminary laboring, so I can't give you any labor quotes. Make sure that you do those and send those back to us as well so that we can help you through the process. 423-650-1051. Thank you. Have a good evening.